Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you joining me tonight. For those who are here, I know it's kind of a Dion overload tonight, right? You have me on now for the live stream, which of course will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, Dion for Congress. And then I'll be on with Patriots in Tune, which I'm really looking forward to. These are a group of people that were very vocal on social media and were actually targeted by Hillary Clinton and her goon squad for censoring and getting them yanked. It's actually a pretty interesting story. You should look them up. Hashtag Patriots in Tune. I will be on there at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. I actually go on an hour later, but you should watch the whole show. It's a good show. Be on their YouTube channel, Patriots in Tune. So the Kennedy Center, right? The Kennedy Center has been in the news a lot lately. I'm actually going to get I linked it in my page. I'm actually going to bring that up and get you the article. It's from the Daily Caller. They say that the Kennedy Center, someone, I believe it's Steve Scalise, if I'm correct, uh, is actually trying to get their funding revoked because of, yeah, there it is, because they didn't uh, spend it on what they were supposed to spend it on, which was keeping their musicians employed, right? So I'm gonna drop that in the comments down here so that you guys can check that out right there. Uh, Now, remember, they received $25 million, right? And I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to it, but Gateway Pundit actually had a leaked audio of the president, or see, whatever they are, the lady in charge, right? Had a leaked audio of her talking about it with the board, and we got this money, but what does it mean? And they have all these expenses. They actually said $25 million is not enough money. Not enough money. They need more money. And because it wasn't enough money, they actually laid off 100, I think it was 97, but it might have been, I know it's right around 100 musicians, right? The entire orchestra got laid off. Um, and to be fair, because I do try to do that, she said that she was going. Initially, it was I'm not going to take any salary, which, if I'm correct, she normally gets like $1.4 million a year, but she's not going to take any salary. And then during the audio, it was, oh well, I might have to take a little bit in order to not be a volunteer. Then it was well, just enough to cover my health coverage. So I don't know what she ended up doing, but there is a push to rescind that money, to say, oh, you know what, you didn't use it for what you're supposed to. One thing that I found very interesting is, bear in mind now, like I said, these people received $25 million of the U.S. government's money, whether you want to consider that taxpayer money or whether you just want to say uh, Treasury Department money. Ultimately, it's from the government, right? One way or another, because the government's the one who voted to give it to them. Uh, I treat it as taxpayer dollars, but at some point we're going to have to pay for it, right? That's what it comes down to, whether it's via taxes or whatever. But so they got this $25 million, and the entire purpose of this money was so that they could pay their people, to keep their people from further needing unemployment and all that. So they decide, well, you know what? The unemployment system is perfectly fine to take care of our people. So we're just gonna furlough everyone, right? That is not needed. That's another key point from the leaked audio. Let me actually I'll drop the link for the audio. Now it's long. I will admit it's a long video slash audio clip. Um, it's a ways, right? But I will say that it's very interesting. Where did I put it? There it is. Uh, Very interesting the way that they discuss it. It's very interesting in the way that they talk about it, just the money that they get, right? Oh, that's not going to work. Hold on. Let me drop a direct link for it. That just takes you to the Facebook post, which I don't want to do. Let me open this up in a new tab. Make sure that I get the link for this. So they talked about how this money was given to them, right? And how the unemployment system was set up to take care of these people. And I'm like, really? I thought the money was to take care of these people. One other thing that I found interesting was during the audio, they talk about what they consider essential personnel. So essential personnel is an interesting term I found. I recommend listening to it, and the level of entitlement there is very, very amusing, to me anyway. And I know that the workers that got fired, which let me just say, I'm all for the arts. I believe that they definitely have a place. I think that music and art and things of that nature are really important for many, many people. I know that some people consider it superfluous or useless or whatever. I don't feel that way. I think that art and theater and things like that definitively have a place, and many times can help otherwise uh, drifting people, find their niche, find their calling. That said, anytime it takes $25 million to carry you through for a couple of months, maybe you should consider reducing some expenses. I'm just saying. So there's that. Uh, so the next topic I'm going to cover is my interview tonight. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a really good time. I hope you'll get a chance to tune in. It's generally a really good show, even without me on it, but it should be really awesome with me on it, right? So the next thing is what topics would you like? So a little bit of background here. I've been advised that I should get a stream going with my wife Liz and myself instead of just me all the time, right? Uh, get a little bit more, not only variety, but allow you to see the dynamic between my wife and I. Those who have seen us together think that it's a good one, think that it's a great one, as a matter of fact, and that you would benefit, those of you watching, from seeing how I interact with those I love and those around me. What my question to you is, what topics would you like us to talk about? What would you like us to focus on and discuss? Are there particular topics, or is it something that just hang out and chat for a little bit? You can throw questions in the box. She has finally. It took some doing because she's very much an anti-camera person. She doesn't want to be on camera at all, ever. But it took some doing. But she finally agreed that okay, I'll do it begrudgingly. I'll do it. But she wanted me to ask you if there were particular topics that you guys were interested in. Just leave it in the comments here. Let us know what you would like us to say and focus on. That's really it for that. She, like I said, she's not really keen on the idea. I think she'll loosen up. I wasn't much of a camera person either before all this. I just kind of said, okay, well, it's necessary, right? It's a necessary part of running for office. You got to get used to being on camera, uh, and that's just the way it is. So those of you who saw my first radio interview on WJOB, you could probably tell that that was my first real interview of that type. But the more that you do this, the more that you get on camera, the more natural it feels. It's just like talking to another person, right? You just have to focus on that. You think about that and just be yourself. And that's what I've been trying to do. I think that she'll get used to it. It's not hard. Now, granted, there are some people who have incredible camera fright and or stage fright, and I think that those people probably would have a hard time with it. She doesn't really have stage fright though. It's more of being self conscious is what I believe it is. She'll loosen up. So I don't know if you guys are seeing what's trending. I dropped a couple of links. I'm gonna go back and get one of them. There is something going on. It is bizarre. It's weird. There are people all over talking about things that make no sense. Project Veritas is saying that they actually did a video where they talked to the National Guards that were doing testing, and they were very much like it's the flu, right? A couple of them were like, it's a little more serious, but we aren't seeing the pandemonium that would normally be there, at least as far as the media would have us believe, right? That pandemonium is not there. The war zones that they talk about, we're not seeing evidence of that. The evidence that we see, of course, is from the mainstream media. And did you catch where CBS got caught using the wrong footage? They actually showed CBS used Italian, at least from Sky News. They used the same evidence that Sky News did, the same video that they did, and it it makes no sense, right? You can hear the people in the background. You can hear them speaking a foreign language, and it turns out it is Italian, right? At least I believe it's Italian. Uh, so what is going on here, right? Now, let me be very clear. I don't think the virus is made up. I think there's a real virus. I think that there are people all over that are getting it, that are affected by it. Obviously, the United States economy is incredibly affected by it. People are being asked to socially distance and stay home, but we can't trust our media. We simply just cannot trust the mainstream media. So we have citizen journalists all over the world that are going. Now, I do not encourage this. I'm not telling you to do this, but there are people that are taking it upon themselves to go to their local hospital and film and see what's going on, right? In the parking lot, inside. In some cases, they were able to get inside. We're looking at empty waiting rooms. We're looking at empty parking lots. Now, people have said, well, of course, the parking lot's empty. Everyone's inside, right? Okay, maybe. Hashtag empty hospitals is trending on Twitter, and there's just video after video after video of people going to their local hospitals and showing that it's not the chaotic war zones that we're told on the news. Again, my question is, what is really going on? That's what I want to know. Not to downplay the fight that first responders are in, those who are actually battling the disease, but we have report after report after report that there's nothing happening at their local hospitals. Cuomo was caught hiding ventilators. We've seen. That's the post that I wanted you to see. A company got caught sending ventilators, selling. I think it was ventilators, right? Yeah, they got caught selling ventilators overseas. Now, the bad part of this is that why does it keep doing Facebook? Uh, Hold on one second. I'm going to bring that up for you, or link it for you. But this is a company now that it's from the Hill, right? This is a company that was actually given $13.8 million in tax dollars to produce cheap portable ventilators, and they're now selling them overseas as we're allegedly trying to find enough, right? I'm going to drop the link right there, the Hill. What's going on? That's my question, right? According to the article, in 2015, the Department of Health and Human Services contracted the company to produce the ventilators, which were approved by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, in September 2019. Not a single version of the model, Trilogy Evo Universal, in the U.S. stockpile. HHS ordered 10,000 of the ventilators for the Strategic National Stockpile at a cost of $3,280 each. Instead, the company, which is a subsidiary of Dutch appliance and technology giant Royal Philips NV, began selling more expensive versions of the ventilators across the world. You can read the article, but they told them to produce it that the company agreed to produce it as soon as possible, right? But a Philips spokesman said the company has no plan to even begin production anytime this year. So, again, my question is, why are we giving them money, right? Why are we giving them money? Yet another place that our tax dollars are going to that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, for those of you who think that this is all part of a greater plan, that the hardships that the American people face are in order to expose what's going on out there, I hope so. I hope so. I would hate to think that the destruction of the economy was simply for the mainstream media to hurt the president, right? I really hope that there's an end game in all of this where those who are abusing the system, those who are utilizing our hardships to make money or to whatever they're trying to do, advance their plot, make a ton of cash, steal money. I hope that they do get exposed. I really, really do, because we see it over and over and over. We see all kinds of evidence, all sorts of evidence of this. We see these companies that allegedly are supposed to do one thing and then end up doing another or never doing it. And I've talked about this before along with, the lines of defense contractors, and this is really no different. This is a company that said, okay, yeah, we'll do this, but aren't. And even admit that they have no plans to even start producing it this year, but they're selling other versions across the globe, right? But yet said that they would be producing them for the United States. So I recommend all this, the links that I posted. I'm going to actually get rid of the one Facebook one once I get done with this and I can edit it. But everything else I think is well worth your time to check out. That's my cat behind me. He insisted on being a part of the video. He's less camera shy than my wife Liz is. He's got a cough or something. Oh no, no, it's not. um, it's something he's done since he was a kitten. His name, for those who care, is PBK, as in the letter P, the letter B, the letter K, because he was perpetual black kitten. Now because he was so tiny when he was little. He was really, really, really little. He was the runt of the litter, and he was awesome, but we called him Perpetual Black Kitten. Now his name actually, the PBK stands for Perpetual Big Kahuna, because he got really, really, really fat. Like really fat. So fat that he couldn't even clean himself without leaning up against the wall. So we're working on that. He's on a diet, and he's lost a lot of weight. He's still a big boy, but he's not huge. Uh, I will try to tell you more about my other animals another time. We have 3 cats and a dog, and my oldest son, he has 2 guinea pigs. I'm going to tell you about the guinea pigs, right? So when I was a kid in school, we had a guinea pig in the classroom, and for summer break, the teacher asked, "Okay, so I need a volunteer that's going to be willing to take care of this guinea pig." So my stupid self said, "Yeah, I'll do it, absolutely." I didn't know that guinea pigs could be so ridiculously loud. I also didn't know that they're supposed to be in pairs so they don't get lonely and get loud. My understanding is there's a country, I think is it Sweden or Switzerland, where you actually can't have just one guinea pig. You got to have two. The wife knows; she can drop it in the comments later on. But uh, yeah, you can't get two because they get so lonely, right? And this thing was just loud all the time. So when my oldest son wanted to get a guinea pig, I was like, oh my goodness, I am not looking forward to this. They make so much noise. So those of you who have ever had a guinea pig or been around one, when they really get to going, you know how loud they can be. Uh, but to be fair, these two are actually very quiet, and I don't know if it's because there's two of them or just because they happen to be quiet ones. I have no idea, but I consider myself lucky. Uh, Hey, I'll take it. I was absolutely expecting for these two little rodents to keep making noise all throughout the night, like the one did when I was a kid. And no, they've been really good. So they make a mess. Between them and the cats trying to dig the hay out and the bedding, it creates quite a mess. But it's in his room, and it's his little deal. So hey, it is what it is. I'm going to keep this video fairly short because I want to make sure that I'm able to get everything set up for my interview tonight. If there are any questions that you have, let me know. But let me know for sure what you would like Liz and I to focus on for our debut, our couple's debut tomorrow night, her debut. What would you like to hear from us? What would you like to see? Let me know. I will take that into account, and we'll see what we can do with that. Any questions, any comments, again, let me know. I will be trying to get this uploaded. I don't know if I'm going to have time to get this uploaded tonight before my interview, but I'll try to make sure it gets up there for don't have those who don't have or want Facebook for whatever reason, who don't watch the live. You can still see what happens. Read the articles in the comments or the videos that I've dropped. Some of them are very, very enlightening, very enlightening. I've seen over and over the mainstream media lie to us, stretch the truth, expand on things that shouldn't even matter. We've seen it over and over and over, but let me just say this: there's more going on than meets the eye here. There is more going on than we are being told, whether it's by the administration, whether it's by the mainstream media, whether it's by our representatives, there's more going on here than meets the eye. I don't want to speculate because there are plenty of speculators on social media, right? Oh, this is what's happening. That's what's happening. I try to only tell you what I know, and I know that there's more going on here than what we're being told. I think everyone can agree with that. So thank you for coming out and joining me. I look forward to talking to you again. Tomorrow night's broadcast should go off as planned. I have another interview. I don't want to say anything yet about what's going on until I know more information, but I have another interview tomorrow. I'm not positive of the time. I have to double check or how long it's going to be, but uh, again, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing and hearing from all of you. God bless you, and God bless the USA.